Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kyla, for those of you guys who do not know. So today I thought that I would kind of talk a little bit about my experience becoming an esthetician, and more specifically going through schooling and how that looked. I went to Aveda, Douglas J. Aveda. I went to the Royal Oak campus. So I was technically part-time, which means we did 25 hours a week, 5 hours a day. So we were in school 5 to 10. We were actually hybrid, which means we would Zoom some of our schedule and then we would be on site. It's a 6-month program and we were hybrid for about 3 of those months, and we were full-time in the school on site 5 days a week for 3, give or take. Maybe it was like 4 hybrid and 2 fully, but I was very grateful and thankful for that, because at the time I was working a full-time job. So the last 2 months just got super hard because I was working from 7 to 4 at my full-time job, and then I would go to school from 4:45 to 10. I know that this is how it works in Michigan, and more specifically at Aveda. When you graduate depends on how many days you miss. So you have a bank of hours that you're allowed to miss, and every day you miss you just have to make up, because the state of Michigan will not let you take your exam if you have not completed 600 hours of schooling. So it was just hard because missing a school for me just wasn't an option. I was the first to graduate in my class because I just wasn't playing. Like, I wanted to get in and I wanted to get out. As it pertains to what you learn in school, I would say Aveda prepares you for your state board. We go through the state board step by step, like line for line, multiple times in school. Like, you're really prepared for the state board, and at the end of the day that is like how you get into the industry, is passing that state board. Like, you can't do anything really without that license. So I will say that Aveda is amazing for preparing you on how to pass the state board. As it pertains to the medical side of the esthetician field, so currently I'm working in a dermatologist's office and I'm training to become a medical esthetician, and I feel like I am in school all over again. And what I mean by that is almost nothing I learned in esthetician school, I don't do any of it at work. Esthetician school really just teaches you the basics. It teaches you a lot about skin, the skin itself, the anatomy of the skin, all the different layers of the skin. It teaches you a lot about that stuff. But I will say that I have noticed in this industry, not having experience isn't horrible. A lot of places want to train you the way they do things. So honestly, not having a ton of experience isn't horrible. Like, the place I'm at now, the esthetician that's training me, like, she doesn't mind that I don't have experience. In Michigan, you can do a lot as a medical esthetician, but you're technically working under so in my case, I work at a dermatologist's office. I'm working under that dermatologist's license. What do doctors have? Their doctorate? I'm working under the doctor, so anything that I do wrong, it's like under him and his reputation. So I definitely understand, like, on the more medical side, places wanting to train you the way in which they like to do things, because it just makes more sense. There's a lot more liability, there's a lot more responsibility. It's an industry that you can definitely like get in. Like, a lot of girls that I graduated with had jobs by the time we graduated. Like, it's a very like easy entry, and especially if you're going into a spa. So basically our last 3 months we just worked in the spa every single day. So like we basically were employees at the spa. So we were taking clients, doing services, going through the whole, like, literally we were working at the spa, so you gain a ton of experience. So like I was saying, you basically are working at the school for your last few months every single day. It's literally like it's just your job, so you do gain a ton of experience. And leaving esthetician school, I feel very comfortable with waxing. I feel very comfortable with facials. I feel very comfortable with the skin in general and skin types. I feel like that's the basis to it. So I would say that they do a good job of getting you comfortable and getting you experience. I would definitely say that they do a good job at that. The only thing that kind of sucked was at my campus we weren't allowed to accept tips, or you could get expelled. I do know at other campuses they do allow you to accept tips, so that is nice because you are kind of working in a spa environment and you are working for free, and you're learning, so it's fine. But it is nice to get tips. It is incentive to, you know, it's nice to know that you're doing good and get a tip. So as far I'm getting so comfortable. So as far as the curriculum and like work and the workload and things like that, so in the beginning I would say the first 3 months when you are learning, you have homework every single day, but it's pretty easy. And I don't know if that's because I was hybrid again, because that was the first time they had done that, so my experience is a little bit different just because I haven't, it just was different because the world was different. But the homework's pretty easy. You do have homework every single day. Every week you have a test. Every week you have a test on the unit that you learned. But it was nice being hybrid, and I do think that they are moving towards doing that, just implementing that into the regular curriculum, more of a hybrid I guess curriculum, because when you're not in the spa, you're literally just there to sit in the classroom, and you don't need to be there. You do learn stuff in class, so like we did facials in class every single day, but when we first started off we were only in class for 2 days and we were online for 3 days. So I think they want to move more towards those days when you are just learning, just doing that from home, because it makes more sense. So state boards, like I said, Aveda definitely prepares you for state boards 100%. I feel very prepared for state boards, and honestly you're going to school to pass state boards technically, so I felt very prepared. As far as drama goes, so I was in a class of 14 girls. We were with each other 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. Yes, there was drama. We had a really good class and there wasn't a ton of drama, and at the end of the day we're all adults and we're here to get these 600 hours and go. So I would say drama is very minimal. But I remember when I was going into school, I was very scared of how I was going to interact with all the other girls, because I'm just like super quiet and reserved, and I thought I wasn't going to make friends. But it's so interesting, like doing something that you're actually passionate about, how much open and like just yourself you are, because you are doing something that you like and that you are interested in, and then other people are here because they also share the same interest. It's just a really cool environment, and it was a really cool experience. Like I had my days where I hated it and I did not want to be there, and we all did, but like we were all going through that together. Definitely think it's a super unique experience, and like something about it just bonds you with these people. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, I also wanted to talk about the attendance policy. So at my school they were very strict on the attendance policy. I think there are 42 hours that you are allowed to miss, and anything over those 42 hours you are expelled from the program. Like they're very strict about it. I wanted to talk about getting a job after school. So like I said, most of the girls that I went to school with had a job before we graduated. We even had a day there where they had a lot of local salons and spas and med spas come to Aveda, and we did a job fair, and I know some of the girls got jobs from that job fair. I did want to talk about some cons, but I did want to preface them with saying that I went to Aveda during a really weird year. I went during COVID. So I guess I want to just do a disclaimer in saying that I don't know if these flaws or cons were due to COVID and just the world that we were living in at the time, or if that's just how the school operates. So one huge thing that was like an overwhelming, reoccurring subject was communication. The communication was just not good. I, along with some of my other classmates, didn't feel like we were being set up for success in some areas. For example, graduation was another thing where there was very, 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 very little communication, and the communication we did get varied from each party to another, which was frustrating because it's like I've paid $15,000, you know, like I've come here every single day, I've done what I was supposed to do, and now it's time for me to leave. Like, I've put in my work, I've put in my time. It is time for me to give hugs and kisses, X's and O's, and say goodbye. I didn't feel like there was much help or assistance as it pertained to that area. There was a lot of runaround. Like, I would just be emailing anyone I could find in the company, and there was just like a lot of runaround, and it all ended up working out. But I definitely got to a point where my last 2 weeks I was speaking to an administrator every single day. And I just feel like there should just be a graduation process and protocol. So because you're getting licensed through the state, you have to make accounts through the state that your license is going to go under, so that anyone can see that you are a licensed esthetician and that you're licensed and authorized to be doing what you're doing. So you have to make accounts under the state, multiple accounts under the state. You have to pay for these accounts, you have to get registered. Like, there's certain things that, like, for instance, your social security number is not a required field to set up the account, but if you don't put it in there, it'll reject your paperwork. And once your paperwork is rejected, it takes months for them to relook at it again. And stuff like that wasn't like told to the class as a collective. It was kind of just like, I went to this lady's office every single day, and one day she told me, so I told the rest of the class. I don't know, I just feel like something like that should be, there should just be a process. Definitely, like, one of the biggest cons I would say that I had going there was the communication. But all in all, outside of that, having things have worked out to the fact that I took the first part of my state board the week that I graduated. I graduated on a Monday, and I was taking my state board on a Friday. So things did work out in that aspect. Aveda is a good school to go to. I'm gonna chalk some of my poor experiences up to the fact that it was COVID. I don't know, you guys. I think it's a good school to go to based on the fact that their reputation, like their reputation alone, it's gonna look better on a resume. It looks good, honestly, and that's just, you know, you probably can get the same education somewhere else, but that's just how it is. Having Aveda on your resume, it's just gonna look better. And they prepare you very well for state boards. Yeah, so that is my summary of Douglas J. Aveda. So if I had to recommend someone to go to, what esthetician school to go to in the Michigan area, I would definitely say Aveda, because it's just the best one reputation wise. So yes, I feel like this video hopefully can be helpful to someone, and I definitely want to make more videos about the esthetician world. I am just dipping my toes in it. I feel like a lot of the estheticians I watch on YouTube, they have been estheticians for a minute and a couple years, And so I just feel like it would be nice to have watch someone that documented starting their career and being nervous and feeling like they don't know what they're doing, especially on the medical side of things. So I'm gonna be that for you guys. I'm still training right now, so I feel like definitely when I become fully licensed and start taking my own patients, I definitely would love to do like what's it called, like day in the life of a medical esthetician. If you guys want me to do any other videos related to being an esthetician, and I'm literally not even an esthetician yet. I take my last exam August 24th, and if I pass that, then I will be a licensed esthetician. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys in my next video. If you like this video, you can subscribe, leave me a comment down below, say hello. Yeah, if you have any questions or just anything like that, I'll be here. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!